Morning, YouTube family. I am back with another eye-opening message. This one here is a kind of a. It's not too strong. It's not. It's not that strong. But it's pretty much based on the truth. It's pretty much based on what God does not tolerate, and also living a life of this sort. This truly is about Larry Oakley. Many knew him in Raleigh. He passed back in '83. The guy passed back in '83, and he was shot. Many know that he was shot at the gas stand. Because I did have a vision of him. That's going to be in another video. The vision that I had of him, he is in hell, by the way. He is. And let's just talk about a little how he died. Let's talk about that. He was 32. He was a laborer. I'm going by my notes here too. That's why I'm looking down at him. And he died on February 8th of that year, shortly before I was born. But better nevertheless. He went to go kill Shot. He went to go shoot Scott Rand. Scott Rand was a cab driver. Many knew him. Many didn't. On the same day that he shot, he intended to shoot Scott at the old Acme cab stand. Many Raleighers are familiar with that cab stand that used to be in Raleigh off of Blunt Street, next to old barber shop and hair salon. But to cut a long story short, you cannot go kill a devil when you're a devil yourself. And I'm going to get into that a little. He went to go shoot Scott. Scott ended up killing him. He knew that he was going to die, but he didn't die serving the Lord. That's very dark-hearted. You're gonna kill somebody over $100, something that you could have sued somebody for, something that you would have not ever loaned them again. $1 or anything else is not worth you losing your life and ending up in hell. What is it to gain the world and lose your soul? Which is in Mark 8:36. He went to go kill. This video is pretty much the topic of what really happened to him. He went to go kill him. Many know this, and many don't. So I'm here to clarify that. He died. He pretty much went to go kill Scott because he owed him $100. He threatened Scott. He threatened to kill Scott. And on that particular day, he went to go kill Scott, shoot Scott at the cab stand, and his gun had jammed. Scott's didn't, and shot him dead in the heart. And both Larry and Scott drew the guns on each other. As I just mentioned, one jammed, and the other one fired off and shot Larry in the heart. Wake Med in Raleigh used to be old Wake County Hospital back during that time, and he was pronounced, before I get into that, he, from a homicide. Many of us know about homicides. I've looked at homicide shows when I used to watch those back in time, as well also. Many people don't live through that. Some do, some don't. he didn't live through that. He was pronounced dead 33 years 33 minutes later. Not 33 years, 33 minutes. 33 minutes. Almost another hour, almost. But not quite. He was pronounced dead 33 minutes later, according to the death certificate, as well as at the hospital that used to be Wake County Hospital in Raleigh at that particular time. In that decade, he was laid to rest at Carolina Biblical. No, he does not have a headstone on his grave. He might now, but I doubt it. His friend William Smith was the one that put the cowboy hat on his head at his funeral. Yes, my mother was there, and a couple of others were there as well also. You can't go on the devil's turf to kill him when you don't have the armor of God on. He was not serving God. He did not die in God. He actually blamed God for his life during his life and what the Lord shared with me. He blamed the Lord about his life, his problems, but it's not the Lord's fault first for his problems, and he's responsible for his own life, and he's responsible for serving the Lord and getting to know the Lord for himself and getting his heart clean. Why the Lord allowed him to die that way? Because he wasn't in the Lord from the very beginning anyway. He was Satan's. And when you're in Satan's hands, your life can end at any time. Your life can end at any time. You're not safe for Satan. Satan will go to God and tell God, you can terminate his life at any time. I'm through with him. I've used him. Satan will do that to you people. He will use you just like a used tissue, or worse. That's why when you got celebrities, you got people that are in the industry, why they're going through so much stuff, and why they get sick so quickly, and why they die so quickly. Well, Satan plays a big role in that. A lot of people don't realize when they're in these movies and they're making a lot of money, that's a deal with Satan, people. It has nothing to do with God. Drugs don't have anything to do with God. It doesn't matter if you're not on drugs and selling drugs, which I've never been on drugs or sold drugs or been incarcerated or anything like that. But I do have the knowledge to know that with people that have been on that, been selling drugs, that sells drugs, and that are not on drugs. None of that is of God. Making a lot of money in movies, reality shows, Hallmark, TV shows, excuse my phone. I need to get a ring light. And so much, and so forth and so much. That has nothing to do with God. That has nothing to do with God. When you see people aging fast, shrinking up, and so on and so on and so on, that's the wrath of God, people. And that's the wrath of God when people have chose to oppose him, to follow Satan, to do the things that are of this world, that are not like him. You could be the most famous, you could be the least famous, but if you're not serving the Lord and you die like that, people like that will never have the chance to really get washed clean, unless they're truly wanting to get washed clean and truly want to change their life. And this guy here did not do any of those things. So I'm here to clear that video up about him. Yes, he was an earthly father at one time as well, but I never knew him. So I just wanted to clear that up about that. And secondly, he's in hell right now. And I'm gonna do a separate video on that as well also. But he was buried, put away in a silver coffin, and like I said, a lot of friends and relatives were there. I'm not gonna really get into the names of them, but they were familiar. But he's definitely in hell, and he is suffering right now. He's actually in hell with the murderers in the cave. In the cave, with just there's different compartments in a place like that, and sadly, it's organized. Yeah, it's organized. There's a spirit for everything. There's torments for everything now. So I'm going to get into a separate video about him, but just to let you know, he did die. He didn't die in the Lord. He went to go shoot someone that shot him and killed him. And yes, Scott is in hell too. He died years and years later. Scott ran. He died years and years later. But they both were there. They both died without the Lord, and they both were not washed. They both were dark-hearted. So when you have one dark-hearted plus another dark-hearted, and then you go on the devil's turf trying to think you're gonna get him, and he ends up getting you. That's what happened in this particular situation. So again, you want to always make sure you're washed clean. No amount of money is worth you losing your life. No amount of money. What's the purpose of gaining the world and losing your soul? And in this case, that's what happened. One won't no different than the other. But at the same time, he just didn't have no regard for the Lord. And he pretty much just blamed the Lord for his wrongs in his life, which it's not the Lord's fault. It's his. It's choices he made that he should have not. And you can't live a life like that and expect to inherit heaven. It's not gonna happen, people. It's not gonna happen. So, do want to put that out there. So that's to clear up what happened to Larry Oakley. Went to go kill somebody that shot and killed him. He was doing the wrong things in life anyway, like some other people. But you can't sell drugs and lend people money and then go to try to kill them and then think they ain't gonna kill you if you're not discreet to have a plan. So that was very unsmart on his part. So that was to clear that up, people. This is for the Raleighs, but this is for anybody really that may be in this particular situation and don't know how they can get out of that. You can get out of that if you truly want to get out of that. If you truly want to get out of that, you can truly get out of that. I know it's a bit of a touching subject. It's not to me. I just go by the truth in it. But that's that, people. I hope you have a blessed Tuesday. I will put a vision about him in another video. I don't want this video to be concurrent to the other one, because I can just make another one giving a vision about him, and that's what I will do. In the meantime, be blessed, be encouraged. Change starts with you. You can always change if you truly want to in the Lord. Remember, eternity is too long to be wrong. Be blessed.